Welcome back, everybody, to the Breachers VRML. I'm your host, Gibular Bob, joined by Rip the Cord here for an evening matchup. Again, we do have BEAVERtails versus Formula 3. Formula 3, they're a team that were actually second placed in the NA Championships in Season 1. And then they disbanded for a little while, but they're back once again. And they're stronger than ever, Rip. Angel, Bot, Ash, Berserk, Fly, It's Hero, Nessie, Old Gravy. I mean, these are names that we've seen before plenty of times in Breachers VRML. You've got X-Wicked, X-Aspect in there, X-Eternity. So a lot of stacked teams, and I'm excited to see what they do here. Because I think their return has been kind of anticipated.
Yeah, they went away for a while, and people didn't think they were coming back, but they made a pretty big comeback, grabbing players from all the top teams and being able to reform Formula 3. So it's going to be an interesting night, but do not count out BEAVERtails. It's one of the Canadian teams. They have a really good chance here still, but I'm looking forward to seeing F3 back in action.
Yeah, BEAVERtails absolutely, nothing to be, to I guess shy away from here. They are on a bit of a winning streak. They've beaten teams like Polarized, they beat Horizon, they beat Wendy Weedy Wiki, and most recently they beat Outlaw. They're number 5 in the NA ladder right now, so they are certainly a pretty notable team here as well. We'll see how this plays out as we're just waiting on a couple more players to join these lobbies. Let's take a look at the matchup data here. We know where the teams are going to go here for map 1. But let's take a look at the data here. So best map for BEAVERtails, 19 rounds played on Hideouts. They've won 74% of those. You can see they've gone 4-1. Formula 3, 1-0. And we don't have any map data for them right now, interestingly enough. Oh, yeah, because their first game ended up being a forfeit against Rebel, which ended up disbanding. So kind of a shakeup in the top standings there in NA, so to speak, Rip.
Yes, and we know from, like we said earlier, F3, they pulled a lot from other teams. So we know that they're a pretty well-rounded team. They're going to be good on just almost any map. So I don't know what their weakness is yet, but we'll probably find out watching these games here in a minute when they start up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give the teams the go-ahead to start when ready. And we should be good to get into this. I'm excited. This is, I know a matchup the community have wanted to see. And goodness, Rip, the connoisseurs certainly expecting one team to win. 104 connoisseur votes against 6, with Formula 3 leading in the vote there. I feel bad for BEAVERtails, and honestly, I think it would be kind of funny to see the connoisseurs lose their score. You know, maybe BEAVERtails may actually pull the rabbit out of the hat here and take out Formula 3. But for now, we're going to get into map number 1, which is going to be Hideout. And we're here on map number 1. Okay, Rip, break down our starting eco. What do you think we're going to see here from these teams?
So on F3, we're already seeing a lean more towards the gadgets. They got all spectrals except for Bot has a cyclone and is droning. Get the early grenade and the breach and drones significant here. Get that early intel and try to push in with it. While BVR has gone full spectral, which is a normal build that we see quite frequently, but have 2 grenades and an incendiary. So they're looking to do some damage and slow down this Russian attack.
Absolutely, and we'll see how they decide to approach this over on Formula 3. I guess the upside of being on the attacker side is you get to kind of determine the pace of the round, whereas defense is kind of required to respond to that pace. But Old Gravy tossing a frag grenade into storage, not finding anybody. Cut skills hanging in the back of storage by the big stairs hallway. I think that's also called waterfall. You see a couple different callouts depending on who you ask. 2.5 minutes on the clock as Old Gravy is already in storage, going for some shots into Site B as Master Killer over in the fort right now, exchanging some gunfire with Fly. We see a couple crossfires set up here between the teams. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock as Old Gravy pushes deeper into storage. Fly taking out Master Killer. Cut skills tossing a frag as Dash looks to provide some support. It's Hero taking out Melicroy as Angel finds cut skills. However, 2 response kills from BEAVERtails makes this a 3 versus 2. Rage taking out Angel as Rage getting dropped by Old Gravy, and it's now just down to Dash against Bot and Old Gravy. Old Gravy back in storage, takes out Dash to give round number 1 to Formula 3.
Yeah, very close round 1 there. We saw both teams getting trades right off the bat. F3 had the advantage for the first part of the map, but VVR was able to take that advantage away. And like Bob said, most of the time attacking teams are the ones that control the pace of the map. Defense can control the pace, but that comes down to how well you can slow down that rushing attack. We saw that drone go in, get a lot of intel. It survived for quite a long time, able to get a lot of positioning on 4 different players, allowing F3 to make their push with plenty of knowledge, and they played the angles to get the trades, doing 2v1s instead of 1v1s, wide swings, and covering what they can. So we're going to see F3 here starting to buy into the Vezin with 1 Vezin. The rest are Spectrals, 2 Vezins, Spectrals, and a Cyclone. See the drone coming out again with 2 grenades and breaching charge with 2 healing syringes. Healing syringes, obviously they're crucial to get you out of a moment when you're at low health. But BVR, all Spectrals into a save round. Can they make it work?
We've certainly seen plenty of cases where teams can, in fact, make it work when they're on an eco, but they are going to need to take out one of those Vezin players sooner rather than later before they kind of snowball momentum in their favor sites. The upstairs combination is Fly taking the boxes. They're pushing up over towards bathroom. With Fly having that breaching foam, they're going to look to push somebody around. Yeah, it's going to be Fly on the right with that EMP as a frag is tossed by Cut Skills from downstairs. Beautiful throw, S-tier frag. And Formula 3 not even worried about that as they go to throw a frag of their own back into Site A. I'm wondering maybe they weren't anticipating that frag. Old Gravy getting a collateral kill as Angel now looking to get that EMP planted. Bot finds the kill on Melicroy as we see Dash in connector right now. Cut skills again on that flank, doing a lot of damage. Finds Angel as Dash takes out Bot. And just like that, it's a 2 versus 2. But the EMP has been planted. Cut skills, some excellent shot placement. Looking for Old Gravy, who just finds that headshot. Nice work with the Ves, and it's now just down to Dash and its hero watching the flank there. Old Gravy, however, securing the kill once again for Formula 3 to close out this second round. That was a I gotta say, that went pretty well for BEAVERtails, considering it was an eco round.
Correct. F3, they're pushed in very strong together with that 4-piece, but Cuttail was able to get that grenade kill in early on, and F3, I don't even believe they realized where the grenade came from. I believe they thought it came from site itself, so that gave Cuttail a lot of time with the flank to be able to do some work and get a couple kills there. So we're seeing F3 pushing really strong in together, 4-man into 1 while they're leaving a drone outside to get the intel. This is a normal play that we see for most pro leagues. It comes between the 4-man push or the split pushes, depending on what kind of pace you're used to running. With F3, we're seeing a lot of teamwork early on, so expect to see more of that. That's how they're setting their pace. They're trying to take any advantage in the play that they can. We'll see some Vezins, full Vezin buy coming out of F3 and BVR here with 1 Spectral.
There goes the front door as Cut skills, waiting with a very devious pick. Almost finds its hero, but not quite, deciding instead to rotate a little further back into the foyer as Master Killer is picked up by Fly. Early pick for Formula 3, but they find one of their own over on BEAVERtails as Rage taking out Angel on the laundry window. That drone now going down, making this a 4 versus 4. They do have more rifles in their hands over on BEAVERtails, however. They do have Melicroy still ecoing with that Spectral. So we'll see if they're able to make it work here over on BEAVERtails. Old Gravy, its hero, both in garage right now, and Rage finding another devious kill back in laundry, this time onto Old Gravy. They've taken out both Angel, and now Old Gravy. Bot knows that somebody's back there. Cut skills, the flank is taken care of by Bot. Good flank watch from BEAVERtails. There's now 1:50 left on the clock as Melicroy looking for some shots through that wall into garage, where it looks like the push is primarily going to come from Formula 3. And it's a 3 versus 3 with 1:40 left on the clock. Frag toss into the back of Site B, and Dash is able to push up and stay out of danger. Bot tossing a frag. Oh no, an incendiary trying to block off Rage, force them to panic and potentially make a move, but Rage is not taking the bait. There's 1:20 on the clock now, and BEAVERtails are doing an excellent job of stalling Formula 3 as Dash takes out Bot. Still playing center inside B. Here comes Fly looking for Melicroy, who's baiting out some shots. Only a minute left on the clock, and there is no possession of the EMP on Formula 3 right now, and BEAVERtails knows exactly what to do. They're not pushing, not taking any unnecessary risks here, and Rage is still back in laundry, and they don't have any kind of utility to root this player out. We'll see if they manage to do that. Fly is now going for the push and finds the kill onto Rage. That could be a big swinging point, or turning point, I guess, for BEAVERtails as Dash still playing center. Melicroy over back by Pantry. Dash picking up a lot of damage, and if they lose this Vezin, things aren't going to go well. Melicroy finds the kill onto Fly. If it's a double swing, it may succeed. No, it won't, as its hero drops a quick 2-piece kill, and I think they were just a little bit late on the double swing there, Rip.
Correct. That double swing right there was crucial. They could have easily got the kill or even baited the player in crit mines and get a kill that way. But we do see F3 up 3-0. Every round so far, though, has ended in a 1v1. So BEAVERtails is doing a great job of getting these trays early on and be able to hold their ground until the last man. So we're seeing great gameplay, full Vez and buys coming out for both teams again, except for, I believe, a couple of Vipers will be coming out for BDR due to the economy. Drones and gadgets with 2 cloaks and 2 healing syringes for F3. F3. We're going to see another strong team push, most likely, but Beaver is doing a great job at holding angles. They just got to work on either their communication or their consistency pushing together. And I think that they will take a couple rounds here on defense if they can just work those few details out.
It certainly has been getting pretty close. I mean, that came down to one player from Formula 3. It's Hero managing to clutch it up with that beautiful double kill at the end of that round. But here we are on round number 4. Still plenty of time left in this first half. Angel making their way into family room balconies. They're going for a drone downstairs this time over in Formula 3. They don't want to repeat of last time where Cutskills did a lot of damage, found 2 key picks from downstairs before they were able to take that roamer out, that drone going down. But I think it did spot Rage, who looks to rotate. Angel picking up a lot of damage through the wall as a frag grenade is tossed, and Cutskills, Melicroy both over in bedroom right now. There goes the wall. Angel finding a kill onto Rage with a frag grenade, S-tier frag. They've got to be careful of those trip mines. And Old Gravy, It's Hero, deciding to do all of the work themselves and find the last 4 kills between the two of them to make this a 4-0 game. And that didn't probably go as well as BEAVERtails wanted it to.
Yeah, that's one of the few rounds we've seen so far that F3 definitely made that round. They got a little aggressive towards the end, and they were able to push in and kill all of BEAVERtail without losing any bodies, which is a huge boost to their economy as well as a huge loss to BEAVERtail's economy. So we're going to see BEAVERtail not going to be able to get but 2 Vezins. They're going to go with a Taurus, which is a one-shot headshot. If shot, your Spectral is a 2-tap, as well as a Viper. Great for that close combat, not such greatness at the long range as a Vezin, though. The gadgets coming out is going to be crucial for Beaver to slow down this team as they are starting to wind up and get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more faster pace. But F3 still got their full Vezin, full gadget buys, and has pure advantage going into round 5.
And here we go. I'm thinking to myself, would it be worth it to eco this round completely so that you can potentially go for a 5-1 at least and guarantee that you'll have some power there in the next round? Would you do that? Would you eco here if you're a BEAVERtails?
Yeah, I would go full Jesper and just do a full reset and get that economy up and try to give myself some kind of advantage going in.
We've lost Cutskills early over on BEAVERtails. It's a 4 versus 5. Formula 3 have some pretty deep pockets right now. And BEAVERtails are going to need to get some kind of momentum back in their favor. The pressure is on for Melicroy here, who is kind of playing a hero buy while Dash is on a half buy. 2 minutes 15 left on the clock. It's Hero looking for some shots onto Master Killer, who finds some shots onto It's Hero. There goes the wall, and a good setup from Formula 3. Melicroy able to take out Fly as Rage, making use of that Taurus, secures that one-shot headshot kill, and It's Hero over in the breach looking for Melicroy, who may have just stayed in that spot a little bit too late. Finds some nice shots onto It's Hero, gets a lot more damage there. Dash once again playing center in Site B. This is a strong formation as we saw from last time, but this is going to be difficult for BEAVERtails because they do have 2 different angles open now. There's 3 in total. Angel back in garage. It's Hero looking to move in. Angel takes out Dash as Melicroy is found by Old Gravy, and it's now just down to Rage, who's got to make use of that Taurus, and Old Gravy finds the kill on Rage to make this a 5-0 game. And I think this is why we were saying it might be more prudent to eco Rip, because now they're on this round and they're not able to field 5 Vezins and all the util that they need.
Correct. We're looking at a potential 6-0 going into the next half because they're not going to be able to buy in like they need to. They're not going to have the gadgets. They're going for some higher weapons here, like the Vezins and Ariel and Viper, which leaves them no room for gadgets. And they need the gadgets to slow down this F3 team. This F3 team is aggressive. They're showing their map knowledge. They're holding the right angles. they're peaking. We've already seen that team hold before, and they're getting kills there. So Beavertails got to switch something up if they want to try to have any advantages here. You can't play the same way twice against F3. They're going to learn your play real quick and turn it around on you. And they've already done it multiple times to this BeaverTail team. But again, F3, full buy, full gadgets, everything. Again, with the advantage. Looking to go for a 6-0. BeaverTail just trying to get one round before they switch over to attack.
3 minutes on the clock, and yeah, the pressure's on for BeaverTails to prevent that first half lockout from going into effect. Old Gravy takes out that static field emitters. It looks like it might be a fast push into Site B from Formula 3, but it is going to be a methodical one. They're not going to aggressively push in with reckless abandon. There's a method to Formula 3's approach. We see Angel, Old Gravy out in courtyard right now. There's another flash tossed in as Melicroy gets blinded once again. It looks like another flash tossed in, and that finds Master Killer. And here comes the smoke as Fly is able to take out Master Killer. Nice swing in from Fly, who finds a lot of damage and secures the kill. Not only on Master Killer, but also on Melicroy. Old Gravy taking out Dash, gets refragged by Cutskills as Rage looking to defend center of Site B, and it's Hero with a very nice cross angle setup. That's a first half lockout for Formula 3, Rip.
Yeah, there you go, 6-0. Formula 3 is going to be trying to go for a 7-0 here to take the round. They're already the only way that BeaverTail has a chance if they come back and try to straight 6 and tie them, which we have seen happen before. It's not impossible, but with the BeaverTail team, we're seeing unless they come up with something new from these attacks, F3 is proving their match knowledge and their teamwork, and it's holding strong. Early on, though, BeaverTail was doing some great jobs at getting it down to that 1v1 situation. They were just not able to finish off those 1v1s. So let's put that in their mind. They need to figure that out and push forward. Don't let this, even if they get 7-0, they got to go into the next map prepared, because anything can happen on any map. We're seeing a similar buy that we did first time, except for instead of Spectral Cyclone, we're seeing a Taurus coming out from Angel with a grenade and no other gadgets that we can see at this moment. Got drones coming out from BeaverTail and all Spectrals.
This is interesting. It's a push onto Site A, which is not something you typically see for this kitchen and dining room site combination. They're going for that hatch. This will be, if they can get the execution right, this could be the momentum that they need against Formula 3. We'll see how they play this, though. It's Hero picking up a lot of damage. Rage, however, picking up even more. Caught on 1 health as It's Hero finds the kill onto Dash. And a couple of kills between both sides. We see a couple of trades making this a 2 versus 2 as Fly's able to take out Melicroy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Fly dropping to Angel, closing out this game with a 7-0 blow for Formula 3.
It's a straight 7-0 first map on Hideout for Formula 3. We saw in that last round, they tried to do something different. They came in from the A side, which is very, not original, but it's not seen pushed. Their mistakes, I think, is if you drone in from the opposite side to let them think that you're going to do a different push. Because the second that they were able to find one player and hear that drone, you saw the full F3 team rotate, and they were able to capitalize on that little corridor where they were all kind of trapped. So you got to think of something new, figure out how these teams play, and be able to react and learn as you go.
Yeah, it was certainly, I mean, it was a strong start for Formula 3, picking up all 7 rounds. We'll see how they do now that we're moving over into Map 2. They may start off here on the defense. They only had 1 defensive round under their belt, so things could change as BeaverTails moves to the attacking half, and we'll see how things play out there. But certainly a strong start for Formula 3. BeaverTails, like Rip said, they did have their moments. They got it down to 1 or 2 players most of the time there on against Formula 3. So I don't think they are out of this just yet. They need to take a break, reset, and figure out how they're going to approach this next map, because this is going to be important. They have to get, you know, a lot of rounds here against Formula 3, get that early momentum and start setting the pace before Formula 3 just kind of snowballs more rounds onto them again. But it looks like we may have had a timeout called. Let me check with the teams. Rip, if you were going to pick a map here, where would you go?
Oh, man. See, BEAVERtails not a team I know very well, but if I'm F3, as aggressive as I'm playing, I'm probably either going to ship or factory next. If I am BEAVERtail, maybe I'm going Arctic, or factory itself too, because you can slow down the push. And if you know the maps well enough, you can still make a huge difference. I mean, chat, let us know what map you think is going to be next. We're always watching the chat. We're always listening. So feel free to chime in. But my guess is going to be factory. That's one that we tend to see a lot. The second map is a factory.
And if Hideout was their strongest map, Factory is their second strongest over on BEAVERtails. It's, of course, the OG map in Breachers. Been around since Alpha, so both these teams expect them to know this map very, very well. But I guess while we are on a bit of a 10-minute break, let me talk about the sponsors that make the VRML possible. Excuse me. Starting off with Triangle Factory, of course, the developers of Breachers. They've done a lot for the VRML, and they're sponsoring VRML Con, which is coming up on July 20th and 21st. We'll have, I believe it's four different VRML games over there, the grand finals for them. So it should be very, very exciting. And of course, the teams here in NA are playing for that paid trip out there. They get their flights covered, they get their hotel covered, they get their entry covered, so they can play up on stage in front of all of the people who are going to be there. And of course, we'll broadcast that here on this YouTube channel, so you don't miss out on it either. It will be a very, very fun event. Lots of fun little things happening. That's while the league matches are not happening. And yeah, it'll be a very, very exciting experience. So make sure you can get tickets right now. And if you have some technical know-how, you can join that VRML Con Discord and apply for one of the positions that we're looking for. And if you do apply for one of those positions and you end up getting accepted, then you may get your flights covered and your hotel covered and things like that as well. So if you do have some of that technical experience, please feel free to sign up. We are looking for people. If you do have some experience, that's perfect. That's perfect. Anyways, so big thanks to both Triangle Factory, of course, for supporting VRML Con. And let me take a look here. We do also want to thank HyperX. You're actually hearing my voice out of the HyperX Quadcast S microphone. We do have a discount code for them right now. I believe it's HXVRML24. And that'll get you a discount on purchasing items if you are in NA. So big thank you to HyperX. They also do contribute to our prize pool. Helga, the manager bot, big thanks to them as well. They're now currently supplying a free version of their bot, which gives you a couple of very, very helpful features. And then you can purchase a separate subscription to it that gives you their more premium, super duper helpful features. We do have a code for that as well. Next up, ProTube VR, which provides the best VR rifle mounts and accessories. Put your controllers into cups that magnetically connect to a fully adjustable stock, or if you want to add to the immersion, you can check out the Force Tube with haptic feedback to enhance any virtual shooting experience. With a variety of other products ranging from Beat Saber to joystick mounts, ProTube VR is your one-stop shop for controller peripherals. Also, make sure you check out the VRML Breachers website. We've got articles that I write every week on that main page. There's links to the channel, the VRML Con Discord, the VRML Con website, and recently the Triangle Factory Ranked Deep Dive podcast, which now that I think we're done talking about, the sponsors, Ranked is coming out this Monday. It'll be coming out the 9th. Can you believe that? Can you believe we're already there? Today's the 6th. Tomorrow will be the 7th. The 8th is Monday. It's coming out on Tuesday. It's coming out on Tuesday.
Yes. You're a little eager there. It is coming out really soon, though. People have been waiting for this since the launch of Breachers VR, right? It's been one of the most talked about things is, hey, when are we getting ranked? Hey, can we get ranked? When's the rank coming in? And I mean, you even had an ongoing joke for a while. Oh, I can mute my mic and I can tell you when ranked is, and it hyped people up, and we finally got an official answer. So it's coming out Tuesday. Everyone, grab your guns, grab your best skins, and get ready for the ranked adventure.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking to get together a ranked stack, trying to recruit some of the top players in the VRML Discord. Do you have a ranked team that you're planning on taking into ranked?
I do not yet. I mean, I have some options, but I haven't decided anything. I know A3 is going to be busy doing their own thing, so most of those guys won't be available. And I do have this suspicious breakfast team that I've been playing with that hopefully will take some of them in ranked. Who knows? I might join you in a couple ranked games. I just know it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun, and everyone's going to have a blast once it's finally released.
Yeah, it's certainly been a long time coming here for Breachers VR, and it's really nice to see that ranked is finally making an appearance in the game again. It's been a long time coming, almost a year since it's been kind of teased, and they've been working on it, and it looks like a lot of fun. I gotta say, I'm gonna be going for Global Champion. I love the Global Champion skin, and it's gonna be a lot of work, but I want that skin, so I'm gonna be going for it. Looks like the teams are joining back here pretty soon. We got everybody from BEAVERtails back in the lobby again. That's going to be Dash, Master Killer, Melacroy, Rage, and Cut Skills. Meanwhile, on Formula 3, Old Gravy, It's Hero, Fly, Angel. And we're waiting on just one more from them to connect right now. But we'll be getting back into the maps here shortly and taking a look again at the data. Rip's prediction was Factory. That's going to be the next map. Let's see. Well, if we do take a look at the data here, it's going to be Formula 3's pick. Let me quickly go and cheat a little bit here and see if I can find their data for Season 1.
You got to remember, though, Season 1 does not have Ship or Arctic, so...
Oh, yeah, you know what? It's also a completely different roster.
Exactly. So
if I look at the maps here, looks like...
We've seen most of these guys play for teams like A3 and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And usually it's going to come down to Skyscraper and Factory with those teams. I saw a couple people in the chat saying Skyscraper. I'll still stick with my Factory for now. But if it changes, I'll change too. Don't worry.
Sticking to the Factory pick. I might go Skyscraper. I definitely... If a team is... It's going to be Formula 3's pick, because they are the away team, and they also got to ban something. But, yeah, if I was going to guess, I would say BEAVERtails might be more likely to pick one of those maps like Ship or Arctic. Wait, I mean, you're their coach, so would you agree with that?
I mean, yeah. With F3, they've been around. They were there for first season, so they're going to be more familiar with those older maps like Factory, Hideout, and Skyscraper. So that's why I'm sticking to Factory. BEAVERtails, a newer team, and here we go. We are going to Factory.
You were right, Rip. We're going to head over to Map 2, which is going to be Factory. All right, the conspiracy theory hat is off and the normal hat is back on because we were guessing where this next map would go. And it's being taken to Factory over here for map number 2. Of course, BEAVERtails on the offense, Formula 3 on the defense. F3 started off on the offense for map 1, so they could potentially have a different defensive pace. What do you think, Rip?
Yeah, I think F3 is going to be able to actually set into their defense. We're going to probably see a lot of aggressive defense with window peaks and I don't know if they'll jump out windows, but we're going to see stuff like that for sure, that they're going to try to hold those angles and not allow them entry as much as possible.
Dash, Master Killer, Melicroy entering on blue stairs. Oh, it's a Site B push. And these ones, I have to say, this is a trickier site combination for the attacking side to breach into. But I think this is the harder site to execute a good push on than Site A. But we'll see. Angel taking out Rage with a very nice opening pick for Formula 3. Master Killer aiming at the body there of Angel and gets a little bit of damage there. Not a bad response from BEAVERtails, but they weren't able to quite secure the entirety of the pick. Melicroy pushing into conferences. There's the breaching foam on the museum wall. And here comes the push from BEAVERtails. Old Gravy looking for some shots as Angel with that Taurus finds another kill. As Fly finds Melicroy, and it's Hero once again on the cleanup there. Beautiful flank action. Gets a quick 2-piece kill to give round 1 to Formula 3.
Yeah, first round, all 5 Formula 3 members survive, able to capitalize and strike in on BEAVERtails. Like you were saying, yeah, that B side is not one that we see much. It isn't impossible, but you have to be quick and you have to be able to open up all the angles. You got to go for those early picks and be able to hold it down very well, especially after the plant. Because with that B side, there's not very many good plant sites that you can hold off from far distance. Most players don't like that, and they prefer to go to the A where they can either hold outside window or play it from the hatch. So a very different push there, but it is what we need. BEAVERtails needs to be different. They need to try to play a way that F3 is not expecting to take any advantage over F3. BEAVERtails is going to have full spectrals going into that drone breaching charge, while F3 is capitalizing on their 5-man survival, getting 2 Vezins, 2 health syringes, Tauruses, and a spectral. We'll see some gadgets coming out like trip mines to try to help slow down the push or catch someone off guard.
Yeah, F3 making use of that utility, and that's an important part as a defender. As an attacker as well, Nightfire has been really driving home that we are in a utility meta, sort of. And yeah, that extra utility can make a world of difference here. So you want to make sure your team is prepared to use that utility against your opponent. You can buy a better gun, but you will also want to make sure you have some items to help you change up the flow of battle as well. We're seeing BEAVERtails with a very delayed or I guess a far away entry point. They started all the way down by lobby, and now they're moving up blue stairs. This is an interesting setup for a push onto Site A, because usually you see teams dropping through the storage hatch and pushing out into blue hallway or Tetris to find or to secure that kind of back rotate there. Dash taking out Old Gravy as its Hero finds Dash. Rage taking out Fly as Angel with an S tier frag onto Rage, and it's a 2 versus 3 as Angel finds a kill onto Master Killer. Cut skills over by blue hallway, and Melicroy looking to rotate back out. And this, it hasn't gone well for BEAVERtails. They were able to find 2 picks, but again, those Vezin players for Formula 3 are the ones who are causing all of these problems here. They're doing a lot of damage. It's Hero pushing up towards Melicroy. who in this gunfight, it's going to be hard against a Vezin to win with a Spectral. It's Hero taking out Cut Skills, looking to push up, and Melicroy is able to find that kill, looks to recover the Vezin, but Angel baits it and finds that kill to give Formula 3 a 2-0 game once again. Not bad by BEAVERtails at all, Rip.
Yeah, BEAVERtails did improve on that round. They were able to get it down to a 2v1 situation instead of a full 5-stack versus one player. And BEAVERtail moving really slow. I'm wondering if they're playing more of a mental game, trying to watch out for a heavy flank or a rotation that can catch them off guard, destroy them from the rear side. But we're going to be able to see Beaver finally buying into Vezins this round. F3 is going to have their full buys, a Taurus. You're going to see some health syringes coming out with that equipment as well, trip mines, statics. Again, like Bob was saying, this is a very utility meta right now. We've seen some of these more, these top teams, like the top 1, top 2 teams, that they'll go for a cheaper gun in order to buy a gadget like a grenade or something that they can use to kill somebody in a angle that they don't want to challenge right away. So grenades, incendiary grenades, flashes, all can be used to give a team an advantage. Here we go into this round.
Round number 3, and if it's won by Formula 3, it would be a 10-round win streak over BEAVERtails. You have yet to put a point on the board against Formula 3. So they're in a tough spot right now. They need to start getting some momentum here. This is a good round to do it because they did field 4 Vezins here. Bot going for a wallbang, trying to find a player. And that was good shot placement as well. Old Gravy playing up by the door in an aggressive setup from Formula 3. Rage taking out Bot as Angel finds a kill onto Rage. BEAVERtails pushing into orange storage. Cut Skills able to take out Flies. Melicroy is caught by Angel through the wall, who again has some beautiful shot placement. It's Hero taking out Cut Skills as it's a 3 versus 2 dash master killer over in orange storage as its Hero is over on the flank. May find master killer who leans in. Beautiful shutdown from its Hero, and it's now just down to Dash, who I think Dash is going to go for that salvage, at least trying to keep one Vezin as they head into round number 4. But it is going to be that 3-0 lead from Formula 3. And Rip, we've got plenty of time to talk about this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, going for the early save here is probably going to be a great move for BEAVERtail. They don't want to fall into an economy slump that they were in last map, losing 7 in a row. It's a mental thing. When you lose to a team at that great of a loss, you have to reconsider what you're doing, how you're playing, and what y'all can do to change things up. But F3 still playing pretty aggressive, even on their defense, holding down. Seeing a lot of great gadget work coming out from that F3 team as they're able to slow down that push and rotate the second they hear footsteps or drones or figure out where the other team's at. BEAVERtails just got to figure out their pace and play to their strong side, whatever that may be. The communication, consistency, and teamwork has to come out for BEAVERtail for them to have any kind of chance against this F3 team. If I was to give an advice early on to the BEAVERtail team, seeing as a coach, I would say work on that droning, work on the ego peaks, and the consistency of pushing with your teams. Don't be afraid to swing together and try to take any advantages you can. Otherwise, when we get picked apart, F3, their older team, they know this map. This is one of their maps. They're going to play every angle they can. They're going to outflank you. They're gonna try to do anything they can to take advantage.
Yeah, and certainly, I mean, BEAVERtails, it's again baby steps. Focus on getting at least a round under your belt, and then you can try and start thinking about taking the next step. How do we continue to keep up this momentum? But that Vezin, saving the Vezin, is a good idea. So now they're going to purchase a second Vezin. And then we see some half buys here. And yeah, I'm wondering, is it a good idea to half buy on this round, maybe because they're carrying that extra Vezin through, or should they save?
It's a tricky call there. The half buy, we'll put it this way: if they can get kills, the half buy is great. If they all die without a single kill, the half buy is wasted. You have to get some kind of kill with those RCPs or those Vezins to be able to make this round worth it at all for you. And we got to remember that BEAVERtails is a new team this season, going up against one of the stronger teams in the VR. They haven't been doing bad. They were able to get a lot of 1v1s the last map, and we're seeing some good trades, just not consistent enough to beat out this F3 team.
And we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be a tall order for BEAVERtails, but let's also remember. Oh, Angel taking a Melicoy with a. Oh, what a frag! It gets a lot of damage onto Cutskills. Old Gravy finds 2. As we see Rage being dropped by Old Gravy, who's on a 3-killing streak, and Cutskills heading back up, and it was a fast round. Fly swinging out, making this a 4-0 game. I was going to comment that BEAVERtails, they kind of excelled at getting at least, some kills onto Formula 3, so they may have been able to make that half-buy strategy work, but we're starting to see a pattern again, Rip, where they have a good first few rounds, but they start to lose that momentum as they lose more and more rounds against Formula 3, and so we're now seeing some more decisive F3 victories, which is not good if BEAVERtails wants to bring this back.
Yeah, F3 is definitely going into it a lot more aggressive now. They're filling out their team. They seem to know how big BEAVERtails is going to play, so they're playing to their advantage as much as possible and being an aggressive defense, using those gadgets to get the early intel and the rotations. They're up 4-0. They won map 1 7-0. BEAVERtails just needs to get one round in to change this momentum before we go into the next half. We did see BEAVERtails do a pretty decent defense on Hideout. If they can bring their defense up and play strong, they can come back and have a chance to win the map.
And we'll see how they approach this push as Fly taking out Master Killer. The push is no longer going to be on Site B. They're going to go for that more tried and true Site A push over on BEAVERtails. Angel Fly over in Site A as Cutskills outside of Bathroom on Gravel right now. 2.5 minutes on the clock as a smoke tossed by Formula 3. Angel with a pretty nasty angle looking up that hatch, finds a trip mine kill on Cutskills, and that's a pick that you have to be careful of. You got to be sure that you're checking your corners, because this is the second time now in a row, at least, that they have lost a player to trip mines. S-tier frag from Angel, doesn't quite find anybody, however, as Dash taking out Angel. Its hero drops from the hatch. Oh my goodness, finds 2. Old Gravy team killing Fly, who took out Melicroy before going down. And it's a 5-0 game. This is a quick match for Formula 3 here. And we're seeing they're again 1 round away from that first half lockout, Rip.
Yeah, if they get this first half lockout, that puts them at 6, which means that BEAVERtails cannot come back and win this map. They would only be able to tie it. And with F3 already taking that first map, it's not great news for them, but again, we're seeing F3 coming out really aggressive. Once they're figuring out where BEAVERtails attacking from, they are just going all in. They are getting a couple trades here and there. The BEAVERtails team is trying to hold it up, but F3 is just playing aggressive and taking advantage by collapsing that team and controlling the map itself. This is going to be another low buy round 2 for BEAVERtails, where F3 is on another full buy. Not looking great for BEAVERtails itself. We're going to see the Canet, RCP, Viper, Vezin, and Oriole. So everyone having a gun on this BEAVERtails side.
And Melicroy pushing that drone into orange storage right now. Fly upstairs and Printers looking to open up the window, but it might have been a little bit of a bait. Fly is opening up a couple of different windows, so they're going to have to watch those angles very, very carefully before Fly decides to jump out. Here comes a 4 swing as Old Gravy's able to drop 2 before going down. Not again! Another trip mine kill from Formula 3 is Master Killer taking themselves out with a frag. It's just down to Melicroy and Fly jumping out, and it's a 6-0 first half lockout again for Formula 3. And unless they're able to bring it back 6 rounds in a row here in this second half, Rip, it's over for BEAVERtails in this series.
Yeah, F3 only needing one more round to completely secure a 14-0 against BEAVERtail. And F3, like I said, you can tell they're feeling confident. They're starting to go for these window jumps and these peaks that we've seen F3 do a lot from the first season. So their confidence is high right now, and you got to wonder what BEAVERtail's thinking. Did have a decent defense, though, in Hideout. If they can hold their angles strong and start making some kind of momentum to get going, they have a chance to tie it. But F3 is living on the high right now, and they're probably going to go full out aggressive as we get Bot Jiren taken over for an F3 player.
You know, let me get your opinion on this. Do you think it would be wise to play for picks here? Because this was my line of thinking. You know, they're giving Formula 3 like the opportunity to jump out of these windows. If you think they might try and do that, would it be wiser to slow down the push and try and get those 1v1s?
Absolutely. If you're the BEAVERtail team and you're confident that they're going to try to push you as an aggressive defense, you wait and you try to play those angles. The same thing you should be doing here on your defense. You're wanting to get those picks to try to give you any kind of momentum and advantage.
Angel opening up the round with a kill onto Cutskills. This time F3 on the offense. Angel finding a second on a bit of a rampage through the back half of the upstairs. Its hero drops a kill on Master Killer, and it's now a 5 versus 2. Angel drops another kill, this time onto Rage, and it's now just down to Melicroy. The last hope for BEAVERtails, able to find 1, able to find 2, but Fly closes it out. And your winners for tonight are Formula 3.
Make it 14-0 there for Formula 3, taking it in as, again, they were playing aggressive on their attack and able just to outplay BEAVERtail. BEAVERtail, though, sitting as a number 5 team, they have a chance. They can learn from this experience and still come back and fight for a top spot.
It was rough, to put it lightly, for BEAVERtails here. This was a tough matchup for them. Formula 3. I mean, this is the pace of when you get into these top tier teams. BEAVERtails got a little bit of a glimpse of it here today. You know, when you go up against a team like Aspect, when you go up against a team like Acer or Formula 3 here, this is the speed and this is the precision and the teamwork that is required to play in these top spots. And I was saying this to Nightfire yesterday in the cast. These teams don't really have off days. It's not a thing for them. When you're at this level, you've got to be playing at 100% every game you go into. And BEAVERtails, they gave it their best shot. They got a lot of pretty good kills on the Formula 3. There were a couple rounds where it got very, very close. But ultimately, I think this kind of serves as a lesson that they need to kind of go back to the drawing board, start from, you know, find the problems here and kind of try and reverse those and see where they went wrong. And if they can improve upon those, then I think they can start breaking their way into the top 10 spots there.
Right. And I mean, if I'm BEAVERtail, I take advantage of this. You got to play a top team here. You got to play F3. You're getting a learning experience. Take this tape, watch it over, figure out, okay, this is what the pace looks like. Then get some scrims against F3. Get some scrims against A3 or some of these top tier teams. Heck, Acer. You might lose to those, but those losses are opportunities to learn. Mm-hmm. The only way you're going to get better at this game is to take something and make it into your own play style. You have to learn how everyone plays and then figure out your own pace.
Yeah, and it's been a very, very fun matchup to watch here between these two teams. Appreciate everybody joining us here in the chat this evening. I know this was kind of short notice that the stream was going to happen, but I wasn't even sure if I was going to be here like 10 minutes before I showed up. So big thanks to Rip for joining me here on the analyst desk. And that's going to do it for us over here at the VRML. Again, if you're interested, check out the VRMLCon 2024 website. Again, you can purchase those tickets, and we are looking for volunteers for some of those positions. But again, thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to VRMLCon. and we will see you all in the next cast. I'll actually be here again tomorrow at 3 EST for a cast over on the EU side of things. But until then, I'm Gibular Bob. This is my co-cast, Rip the Cord. We'll catch you all in the next cast. Have a fantastic rest of your night, everybody.
Reacher's VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory. Thanks for watching VRML.